Tonight's show is brought to you by
Muso's Corner.
All right, guys, welcome back for another edition of Knighttime. For the first time listeners tonight, I'm your host, Dean Smith, and with me tonight we have Big Andy and Jono and our producer, Brendan.
Good evening, everybody. Hope
Hello.
everybody's well in lockdown.
Hello.
Yes, we've got a good show tonight, boys. We've got two guests on tonight. Yes, Brodie Jones is coming in and Kurt
Brodie.
Mann.
Yes. Two of our favourites.
Beautiful.
Also, we'll have the
Beautiful.
crazy lady on with her joke and fan of the week. And we'll
Fantastic.
discuss last week's game and this week's game and everything in between. So
Beautiful.
lock yourself in and let's go for another edition of Nighttime.
Let's
do
do it.
The following segment brought to you by Steak and Chops.
Let's
All right, let's start it off with the career review, boys. Good game last week. Another win for the boys.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It was good to see Knights get another win, keep their top 8 hope alive. It's just a bit concerning about the only getting a win by 2 points. I wish it would just be more because our points differential was a bit better. Well,
Yeah.
a win's a win. You can't complain too much.
Yeah, it was a good gutsy win. I thought the Sharks played pretty well. So, yeah. But we found a way to win, which is always good. So, we take it. Take the 2
Yeah,
points.
We'll take the points any way they can. But
It was good
especially
that
this time
it was
of
good that was it Jake Clifford that did that the penalty shot goal because it could have went into extra time. I would imagine. The 2 points helped immensely.
Yeah, but I think our first half was a little bit average. We needed to straighten up a little bit, but we were down 12-8 at half time, but came back and won 16-14. So second half, I thought we played pretty well.
So educate me,
must-
boys. That try that went 36 seconds into the game. Is that like a record? Like, is that ever happened before? So quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Three
probably not a
tackles in,
record, but
36 seconds into the game, and bang, there was the first
State
try.
of Origin.
State of Origin.
Ryan Girdler
yeah.
scored in 30 seconds. Something like that.
there'd be times teams have scored off the kick-off or shortly after. But,
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
but
That
tell you,
it was
invigorated
definitely a
them.
good start.
Yeah, I
It was
thought
a
that would have
great
opened
start.
the arm. Yeah.
Yeah, but after that, I thought the Sharks were really good that first half. They credit to them.
Oh, yeah. Sharks are a good team.
Oh yeah, they're fighting for a top 8 spot as well. So I think we've just beaten them twice this year. If those 2 games go the other way, then we're where they are now, and they're in Sydney 7th. So
One thing I will say is there was some ordinary calls from the referees.
That's every
But
game.
we got the
isn't it?
points.
That's right. So they go both ways. It was a drop ball early in the game. The Sharks dropped the ball, and I know they had a bit to say about. There was one point where one of our players was pushed back in the in goal with momentum, which probably, they probably
agree.
should have been able to do. But the referee was calling held, and once they call
That's
it
right.
held, you can't keep going. So you
The
leave
referee's called
in that
held 3
position.
times. So,
Yeah, that's right.
you
So
know,
he's in that position where he has to give the penalty. So here's what it is. We get the points. We get the chocolates this week. So
that's right. They go
well
both
done,
ways.
boys.
I think
good
even
job,
from
Newcastle.
my point of view, where if what I was going to say, sorry, is even if you're not a big rugby league fan, the games with the Knights at the moment have been so exciting to watch. It's like nail biter kind of stuff. So it's I keep referring to it. It's like that feeling you get when you watch the '97 grand final. It's just you feel really good, and I've been feeling really good watching the Knights. I mean, it's like a Hollywood movie. There's ups, there's downs, there's stress, there's suspense. And I'm glued because those last 2 points when it's like, oh god, this could go either way. But even from not a big fan's point of view, it was it's exciting to watch those games.
Yeah, it
And
was a good
last
game.
week was no exception.
I don't know. Was that the first game ever played at Redcliffe? I'm not sure.
Not a bad
Second.
stadium.
Yeah, no, it looked good. Yeah. So they're trying hard to get a team in the competition as well. So good opportunity for the fans up there to get out and have a look at the Knights in Redcliffe. So
Yeah, that's right. A positive out of a negative for us, but it was, positives that people up there that never get to really see this kind of stuff, have the chance to. So, yeah, good on the NRL, I say, for making it happen.
Speaking of fans, did I read somewhere that there was a nice, loud contingent fan base up there at the game?
yeah, you could hear the Newcastle chant during the game. So that was excellent to hear. Yeah.
Take all that.
Yeah, did you hear the two when Ponga and Connor were getting interviewed, the crowd getting into them?
No, I missed that.
They were really awesome, and Ponga and Connor are really getting into it. So I'm going to put it out there. If anyone out there is listening and knows and can prove to us who those people were, drop us a line here at the show, and we'll send you up something. We've got something here lined up for those ones that was really good, and the boys just loved it. So if that was used there doing that, and you can prove to us it was used, let us know, and we've got something for you.
Because you may not realise it, but we've had it in the past where I think Kurt Mann and Brodie Jones and all that have said how much it does mean to them when they hear that. It does actually G them up. So, yeah, 100%. No, it is good.
Yeah, that's exactly right. No, good on them.
Yeah, that's right. And they loved it. So, let's move on. We'll enjoy that win and move on to...
Just before we move on, I just want to send our best wishes to Andrew Fafita.
Yes.
Hopefully he's out of hospital by the time this podcast airs, but speedy recovery for Fafita, and hopefully we get to see him back in league at some point.
Yeah, I know they had a good look at it, but I don't think it was ever anything malice about or anything. It was strange, wasn't it? He came off after the game, and I think maybe a bit of swelling kicked in, and
once
that swelling gets in, that's pretty scary stuff. Luckily they got
the Sharks had one. The Sharks had the similar case there. I think it was 12 months ago in the change room, where the doctor actually had to put the pen into one of the players' throats so he could breathe.
Yeah, right.
That's what I thought was happening. Yeah, when you do your typical first aid course, that's what I thought was going to be coming up next too. So, yeah, it's pretty scary stuff.
Following segment is brought to you by Purnell Trophies.
Well, let's move on to night of the round, boys.
I reckon Jono go first.
Start with you, Big Andy.
Oh, sorry, you're going to start with me. Okay, yeah, well, my 3 points this week I gave to Mitch Barnett. I thought he had a really good game, and I was thinking about my 3 points and my 2 points, and Barnett just got the job done just with that strip and that play there. He stripped the ball out, palmed somebody off, threw it out to Kurt Mann, I think, and created a half opportunity. So he sneaks in with the 3 points after that. Jacob Safidi got my 2 points. I thought he had a big game, and Kalen Ponga got 1 point for me. So, but there was a few people with in contention for that 1 point. But yeah, KP, I thought he was pretty strong at the back, as always.
Yeah, it was a very hard, round this week to single out 3 players because there was a few in contention.
A heap of special mentions, yeah.
All right, Jono.
Okay, first of all, my 3 points went to Mr. Reliable, Jalen Brayley. Just had a cracker of a game, just played what was in front of him.
Yeah.
Had just an awesome game all around. My 2 points went to Erna Electric Twala. I'm sorry, I pronounced his name wrong. I'm shocking with names like that. But he got my 2 points.
Yeah.
Ari.
Yeah.
Just scored 2 tries. Had a couple of chances and played a solid game out in the wing. And my 1 point went to Mitch Barnett. Solid game, created a couple of near opportunities. Thought it was a bit hard that he got that high tackle offense when he was trying to save a tackle, but he stopped the try anyway, so that's them.
Yeah, he just got him high. It probably was a penalty, but
wasn't much in it.
Nah,
wasn't
much in it.
But But any of those 3 players, or there could have been more players to get more points, but that's my night of the round. So yeah.
Brendan.
Oh God. Okay. Jake Clifford for sure for the 3 points. I'm becoming a bit of a fanboy. Sorry. I think he's fantastic. Bradman Best did all right there too. He was all over the place, so he gets my 2 points. But Mitch Barnett, the try saving that try, I thought that was pretty cool. So he gets he gets my 1.
Well, for me, I give 3 to Barney. He was just out of his mind this game. He was just unreal. The try saver, everything. My 2 points went to Kalen Ponga. Thought he played exceptionally well as well. And my 1 point, I give it to David Clemmer.
Yeah.
But my special mention went to Jesse Sue. Did you see when they were having that little bit of a push and shove? Did you see the face on Jesse Sue?
You wouldn't go there, would you?
No.
On Clemmer, I was looking at the stats before. He played 45 minutes on the weekend. I think he had 16 odd runs for 175 metres and 27 tackles at 100% efficiency as well, mate. He does that every week. He's just a bit of an unsung hero for the Knights. Like fans don't always appreciate the work he puts in or what he does, but
that's right.
He's a good football player. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's very underrated, I think. A lot of people have forgotten the important stuff he does do.
Yeah. And he needs to step up this weekend too with young Daniel out, so Daniel Safety. So yeah, he played well.
All right, guys, that's night of the round.
The following segment brought to you by Ticker Clothing.
And it's time for What Caught My Eye. We'll start with you, Big Jono.
Well, what caught my eye this weekend? I must admit, I missed the first minute of the game, so I had to watch it back on KO. But as soon as the Knights came out in that orange jersey, that orange just popped and caught my eye. So a shout out to the Knights people making that jersey just pop out.
It's a controversial jersey, isn't it? Some people either love it or you hate it.
Some people don't.
Yeah, that's right.
I would have liked to have seen.
liked it.
Because it's women in league round, I would have liked to have seen a pink jersey.
Yeah. I tend to agree with you, Smitter, but but anyway.
But we're not saying Panthers type pink, are we?
Oh yeah. No,
you have
the fuchsia pink. Got to be the fuchsia pink, but do the
bit of strawberry milk.
You have it with the the blue stripes with a bit of pink through it.
Yeah.
Or just have your normal away jersey and just replace the red with pink.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll work.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, in saying that too, I'm all for all those kind of things, especially pushing with this mental health awareness stuff. There's been a lot of cases come out. So while we're on that subject, we're still, we're going to get to that 5K eventually. We'll have other people come on board. So if anyone's out there listening that would like to jump on board and send a dollar or two to Beyond Blues and help us get the $5,000 for mental health awareness, we'll have some stuff up on our website and just follow the link.
Yeah, 100%. Jump on board that. It's a very important cause.
Yeah. You never know when it could be you that needs it. Like I say, it's,
mate. Especially in lockdown, people are struggling out there, so you can't go out, you can't see your family, grandparents can't see their grandkids, and you can't see your children, and it's tough times. So we've got to look after each other. Always, check on each other and make sure we're travelling okay.
Also, the essential workers out there, people don't realise that, but they actually the stress that they're going through, trying to do the right thing, but also trying to provide a service. So a big shout out to those essential workers out there. That's not just the nurses and the doctors and all that, but retail workers and stuff like that. They're copping it every day.
Yeah. So Beyond Blue anyway. Jump on board and
the links will be on the website.
It's not weak to speak. Stand up and speak out.
100%. 100%.
So
what caught
your eye, Big Andy?
Oh, I was actually going to talk about the Fafita incident, but as soon as we've discussed it, it's probably not rugby league related, but probably what's happening in Afghanistan with the government and the military over there folding so quickly is probably, I think we need to give that a bit of thought and have a think about the locals over there, the women and children.
Yeah.
We talk about stress here and being in lockdown, it could always be worse. So So
Yeah.
that's probably, I know it's political and we won't talk about political stuff, but that's probably what caught my eye for the week. It's a major international concern, and
Your thoughts go out to the poor buggers, that's for sure.
Oh, mate, they're people that helped us out over 20. We're over there for 20 years. It would be the longest war Australia's been involved in. So thoughts are going out to the people over there that are struggling at the moment.
Yeah.
That's good. Couldn't have put it better myself.
Yeah.
But all right, Benner, and what caught your eye, mate?
I was going to say pretty much the same thing that Andy said in regards to old mate in his throat, but we've already covered that. And but other than that, I couldn't think of anything. I enjoyed. I think what caught. I mean, it's easy for me to judge, but I mean, I get frustrated when I was watching last week's game. The number of errors and all that, and some of them are just like, forward slap kind of stuff. I think in some cases, if some of the Knights players had that sticky pom-pom stuff on their hands, that might have solved a lot of problems as well. But it's easy for me to judge. I'm not out there, it takes a lot of effort. And I guess what caught my eye today, was, we've just found out about Connor Watson, and, I just think of the repercussions of that from a fan point of view. I mean, he's done the right thing. He's obviously made the right decision, but it wouldn't have been hard. It wouldn't have been easy to do that. But yeah, I'd like to see what happens next with the fan reaction to that.
Yeah. End of the day,
I think. Sorry, mate.
You're right. End of the day, you're only a football player for so long, so he's got to look after himself in the end too.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that as fans we need to digest what's happened and take it on board. And but yeah, he's made his decision. There's nothing the Knights could have done any more than what they did. They made a pretty fair offer to him, and the offer, I believe, is better than what the Roosters have offered, and he's decided to go. Trent Robertson's told him he's going to turn him into an Origin interchange player. So we've got to wish him luck, and with his decision. But it's an opportunity for the Knights too to have a look at their roster and bring somebody else in. So whenever there's a down, there's always a silver lining, and it's a good opportunity for Newcastle now to bring somebody else in. So
yeah, that's right. Opens the doors for the likes of Brodie Jones and
and Kurt Mann. So I was probably, as you know, we're good big fans of Kurt Mann on this show. He's an absolute gentleman, a champion of a guy. It probably gives him an opportunity to step into that role next year and be our utility player.
Yeah.
And he'll do a fantastic job. He'll be excellent at that. So, so
100%.
it's a loss. It's disappointing, but we've just got to move on now and get on with the business, I guess.
Every cloud has a silver lining.
100%.
Anyway, what caught my eye was Mitch Barnett stripping on the ball from Braden Trindle in the final 10 minutes of the game.
That was gold.
Mitch just made it look like it was just still candy from
it. Was. That was enjoyable to watch. You can watch that again and again.
It was a massive play too, the context of the game, and it was massive. That went a big way to winning us the game on the weekend. That play.
Yeah, 100%. He played well, and he was my man of the match by far.
Same. Yeah.
But anyway, that's what caught my eye for this week, and we'll take a short break and be back shortly.
All right, guys, welcome back, and we've got our first guest on tonight, Brodie Jones. Welcome, Brodie.
Hey, fellas, how are you?
Good.
Very good. Yourself?
Yeah, good, mate.
Good.
Mate, first off, good win on the weekend. Take us that step closer to the semi-finals.
Yeah, she was. It was good to get the 2 points. So we didn't start too well, which was definitely addressed at half time. But it was. I mean, win's a win. You take the 2 points any day, and it was. Makes life a little bit easier knowing that you're a lot closer to the 8 than being out of that. I suppose you're a bit more. You know what I mean. It's sort of it's just that
bit more comfortable.
A bit more comfortable with it. It's good to get that tough win out of the way. It was more of a must win that game. So
yeah. We're travelling all right. We've won our last 3. What have we won? 5 of our last 7. The back half of the year's been pretty good, I think. Like, how's the mood in the camp? What's the feeling in the camp with how we're travelling?
Yeah, I think it's good. As I said, there's a few little things we've got addressed at half time there that we just got to be better with. But that's for the Sharks game mainly. But yeah, there's always things that they want us to improve on, and I think just having the more consistent team named and the more consistent key players being named, it makes a lot of help and a big difference from sort of that mid to early season where we've had those that horrid run of injuries. Just having that consistency in the key positions back there, it helps a lot with that with our performance.
A bit frustrating, limited game time you get, but you got your chance this week to cement a spot in the starting line, mate, with Tyson out.
Yeah. I sort of know my role there. It's like some days I play, 60 minutes like I did the week before out of position, and then some days I only play 10, 15 minutes. Like it chops and changes a little bit, but yeah, with his suspension, I'll get a crack there at back row and hopefully play pretty well, and I suppose push my case for further down the track, and if not the rest of the year, with being able to start and do our job well enough. And I think the lungs will be blowing a little bit. I haven't had too much game time, but I'll give it a crack, sure.
Was it a bit of a surprise, like seeing yourself in the starting lineup?
Yeah, I guess. Like I don't know. It's sort of hard. Like some days I don't know exactly what position I'll play. Like I'll be sitting on the bench going, like I could be playing centre today, which has happened before. Like I could, like it's just a big whirlwind sometimes. But I mean, it's nice to know that Adam has that. I suppose, the belief in me. Like I started a couple games there when Tyson was injured during that mid-year period, which was a bit tough because we were pretty under strength coming into teams like Para and the Rabbits, and I suppose it's nice that he, I guess, shows that belief and that I can get the job done there.
Mate, that you can. You can get the job done anywhere we put you.
How do you prepare yourself for that, mate? Getting yourself up, not knowing where you're going to play or where you might come on, how many minutes you're going to play. How do you prepare for that?
Yeah, it's something that's a bit different. I've sort of struggled with it at times. Like we have our meetings through the week, and more often than not, I'll be in the middle of the meeting because usually that's where I'd most likely come on playing 13 or whatever, just in the middle. But the times where I come on and play centre, I'm just like, I have no idea what they've looked at through the week. I've no sort of knowledge of the game plan or what the opposition will mainly throw, like what their common trends are, and I sort of just go out there and just do my best, and more scramble than anything because being out of position and not having the knowledge that you get to see through the week with vision and training in that position. So I just do the best I can, really.
Yeah, you're doing it well anyway, mate. Like
Yeah,
a bit of a fan favourite at the moment. I think the way you're going, and I think everyone appreciates that you are in that position. You're doing a good job. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Yeah, I will.
It's probably due for a try now, isn't it? Every time you come on, you get a try the next game.
Yeah, it's been a bit like that, hasn't it? I don't know what I'm up to. I think I'm up to 3 or 4 now, but I wouldn't mind another one, actually.
Yeah, well, you never know, mate. It might happen on the weekend. So if it does, we'll probably have about 14, 15 players on next week, will we?
Yeah, I think the more we have on, I think the better it'll be if we're scoring tries.
I think if Brodie scores a try, he'll be able to hear it from here. We'll be so happy for him.
Oh, 100%, mate. What's it like in the being up there? What are you missing from home the most?
It's tough. Like I'm pretty I keep to myself a fair bit. Like just being from out the bush and being you know, I grew up with no neighbours as such, like just on land and stuff with my mum and dad. So I like the peace and quiet. So it's not too hard to get away, I suppose. But I guess probably the most I miss was just probably, I suppose, just being able to do like just the things I normally do, like just walk the dogs, like at mum and dad's, and yeah, just little things like that that you don't have the luxury of doing up here. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
New South Wales, like you guys are probably in a bit of a bad state at the moment in saying that, but like being out away from everyone in the country, it's pretty easy just to take the dog for a walk down the road and stuff, like just things like that. You just sort of take a bit for granted, I suppose, and then you go, oh, like, you know, wake up on a day off going, what is there to do? And normally I'd be out going for a stroll and walking the dogs and whatnot, but I'm just sort of stuck here, really. Just, yeah, cruising about the resort.
Fair enough. PlayStation or Xbox?
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of like PlayStation. I'm a bit of a hardcore gamer at times, but yeah, I brought the PlayStation up, but it's hard to sort of play as I don't know. I feel pretty lazy if I'm in here playing the PlayStation when I could be out just cruising about with all the lads. And
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so that's sort of like a thing I'll do in the off season for sure.
I have to ask, what do you play? What do you play, Brodie? What games?
Usually I play like the general COD sort of
Yeah.
Apex, a bit of Apex.
Apex. Wow.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I've just ordered PC, so I'm going to put that together when I get back. I've ordered my PC parts.
Well, if you need a hand, you know where I am because that's my speciality.
Yeah,
he's the man, Brodie.
Yeah, I had a PC before when I was down at East Maitland, but yeah, I've resorted back to the PlayStation for now. But I'll be definitely getting back into the PC sort of side of things. It's so much nicer to game on.
Yeah, 100%. And I will give you the heads up. The RGB doesn't make it go faster.
Yeah, I spend all my money on my graphics card. So
yeah, that's the spirit. That was me being a nerd. Thank you.
So who's the messiest one up there? Do you think? Who needs the maid?
Oh, I reckon I'd be in a running for it. I'm just. I know. I suppose I've just had my hopes up, just that we might be going home soon. Like I just sort of left everything in my bag without unpacking it into the wardrobe and stuff. But that's probably just me being a little bit hopeful that I won't be here for too long. But I guess we'll be here for the rest of the year. But no, I don't know. I think like everyone's pretty tidy as such. It just depends on how they organise their own stuff. Like I'm not a massive folder of clothes. I just throw them wherever. But a few boys are pretty neat and tidy like that. But yeah, I reckon I'd dare say I'd be in for the running for it.
Life's too short. You just invest in clothes that you don't need to iron, and you're already halfway there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, let's try it on.
So have they
Brodie, who's the biggest pest up in the lockdown area? Like, who's getting on your nerve the most?
No, I'm probably not. I'm pretty easy going, so not much gets on my nerves. Like they try and get on my skin, but it's not like I'm pretty easy going. But I'd definitely say the one that gets under everyone's skin would probably be young Bailey Hodgson. He's pretty funny. He gets on a roll and he's into it all, and yeah, everyone gets under his skin and he bites back, and it becomes a big rivalry thing. So it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny to watch, I think.
Well, it's stuff like that that helps get through it as well. You know, if you're keeping the morale high and all that, and if it means a bit of stirring and stuff like that, it's always good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
So we've got the dogs this weekend, mate.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll be a lot tougher than a lot of people think.
Yeah, I think they definitely go. I mean, they probably haven't had the year they wanted, but there's no easy game. I think a lot of that can be said and seen through bits of our season where we've first come up against, for example, the Tigers, where you're not probably not expected to win it, but you should. Most if you play our normal game, where we've outdone sort of the Raiders and all them sort of teams, I'd say that'd be similar to that. Like, not expected to win it as such, but like we should do if we play well, and don't sort of, I suppose expect an easy game, because there's no easy game. It's all tough work.
Yeah, mate. Young Jira making his debut this week. How was he, mate? Were you there when he got the news, or?
Yeah, we just had a meeting before dinner about that actually, and it was unreal just to see how far he's come over the year, mainly having that ruptured Achilles in preseason he had, and just come back from that, and he's big strong boy, he'll handle it easily. He's been training hard.
That's what I was going to say. How's he handling training? He's obviously impressing people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but the boys we have up here who don't play, they get touched up like big time. It's I sort of feel sorry for them a little bit. It's sort of like a mini preseason over again for them fellas that aren't playing. Just, I mean, it's what you got to do in case, obviously, what's happened with like DSAF and Frizz being out, like having to call people in. But it's definitely tough work they get put through up here when they're not playing.
Yeah, for sure, mate. I heard an idea. I'm not sure if it was Paul Kent or one of those guys were suggesting that they have a summer comp. Might have been Gus Gould have a summer comp, and the fringe players or the guys that didn't get much of a run this year get a start over summer just to get some running in the legs, I guess. What's your thoughts on that, or has that been discussed with anyone? Or
no, nothing's been said about that as such. I think it's a good concept, but I do think it'd be hard having like just load management on them fellas, like having to play that through the summer to come into just sort of mid to back end of a preseason into a full season of, if that, hopefully best case, New South Wales Cup and reserve grade will be back next year, and then they'll be able to play some footy. But I mean, it's still physically taxing the training that they do, because they get it's like a bash up. Like some days it's just like, it's pretty much like playing a game. It's just, you don't have the luxury of having fun and winning, enjoying that winning feeling as such. It's just, they get a big touch up, the boys. I do feel for them some days.
No worries. All right, mate. We appreciate you coming on tonight and giving us a bit of an insight inside of lockdown, and play well this weekend. We know you will. And when you cross that line, just look down that camera and we'll be watching, mate.
Yes, sounds good. Yeah, I'll try to remember when I score for you. But thanks for having me. It's good to have a chat, and I miss being able to just duck around the corner and jump on the show as well. Like it's always good to have a chat with you and see what's happening.
Oh, you're part of the family now.
Yeah. That's it. When you get back in there and everything goes back to normal, we'll have you in.
Yeah, 100% keen for that.
No worries, mate. All right, everyone, we'll take a short break, and that was Brodie Jones, and we'll be back shortly.
The following segment is brought to you by Mobile Travel Agents.
Yep. All right, guys, welcome back, and it's time for Around the Grounds.
Alrighty, so first game of the rank is the Melbourne Storm 26 over the Raiders 16. Pretty close game, but I thought the Storm were always pretty much in control of this game.
Yeah, I reckon probably another 10 minutes or so, and Harawira doesn't make that head-high tackle or whatever. I reckon the Raiders could have possibly pulled their pants down and run away with it.
They're a bit of a bogey side for the Storm, the Raiders. They always seem to play well against them and push them. So We need to work out their secret.
Young Tom Starling, former Novocastrian, played the game with a broken jaw.
Yeah, I saw that. So, yeah, I miss a bit of football, I'd imagine, but he's been playing well for them too.
Yeah.
That's a big loss for them.
Yeah, and then you lose Harold Iranara as well. So he's been another good buy for the Raiders.
I'll tell you what, like, it was a terrible tackle, but his attitude, the way he handled himself after that, you've got to give him some credit. He tapped him on the back. He knew he'd made an error straight away, and he's been apologetic, and he's copped it on the chin at the judiciary. He's just, I've got to give him credit for that. A lot of players don't own up to their mistakes, their errors, but
the Storm were giving it to him, and he just put his hand out and said, "Look, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Good on him. Like, it wasn't on purpose, but
yeah, that's exactly right. But yeah, it was an average tackle. But anyway.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right,
Anyway,
that's on.
Next game, the Crazy Ladies Panthers 34 over the Dragons 16. Just Penrith hitting some form again. Can they keep it going?
Yeah, seriously, how, like Manly rely on Tommy Turbo. How much of an influence is Nathan Cleary on the Panthers?
Yeah, he's a good player. I'll tell you what, they're lucky to have him this week, but with that shoulder charge, I thought he might have sat out a game or two, but anyway.
Yeah,
maybe Tyson Frizzell should change his name to Cleary, Tyson Cleary.
Tyson Cleary.
I think they missed James Fisher-Harris a lot too.
Yeah, he's a good player.
What he brings to the game is if we could have one forward from another team, he'd be my first.
Yeah, he's a good football player.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, at the moment I think the wheels are going to fall off Manly, so I think it'll probably be a 2-horse race with the Panthers and Storm.
I don't know. Tommy Turbo's been named this weekend, so.
Oh, he's been named?
Yeah, he's been named, so. They said they've come out and said it wasn't a fracture, so. Whether or not he plays, I don't know, but if he's in your Supercoach team, I think they play early, maybe vice-captain him.
Maybe the wheels just gone back on.
Yeah, so definitely rely on him.
Anyway, the Bondi Chickens, aka the Sydney Roosters, 21 over the Brisbane Broncos 20.
That was a
honestly, great game. But am I the only one? Because I was sort of hoping the Broncos pull up the upset. Was anyone else with me, or?
Yeah, you always want to see the Roosters lose, but
I think that's the only tip we got wrong this week. Was that one?
You went the Broncos, did you?
Yeah,
right.
And we nearly got the upset and would have had a full round.
Yeah, because I think Anyway,
I tipped a full round, and the missus said, "Why didn't you put any money on it? You would have won a boatload of money."
Yeah, I think a lot of people picked the round this weekend, but
saying that, the Roosters were handed the win.
Yeah.
I think it was a fair call. They didn't have any other choice. It was a penalty. So
that had high.
Yeah, he hit him high. Once you make contact high, if it goes to the video referee, they haven't got any choice. So there was no force in it, but
yeah, I mean,
you can't make contact. The wording is above the shoulders. So made contact. It was soft contact, but there was contact. So the thing that got me, but they went back a play, went to play the ball and lost it, and then they went back to the incident that happened previous to that. So anyway, that's probably where they got lucky, I thought.
That happens to us in a grand final. We lose the grand final to that.
100%. You'd be filthy, but that's the wording. That's the rules. They want to have black and white.
It just makes it hard, doesn't it? But,
it does.
Anyway, we'll move on to the next one. It didn't affect us, so that's the main thing.
South Sydney Rabbitohs 36 over the Gold Coast Titans 6. I reckon those bunnies are going to have a chance to beat the Storm or make that grand final.
Yeah,
it'll be a cracking game this one.
Yeah, good game. They're travelling pretty well, but they won 10 in a row. South Sydney.
Yeah. And Penrith have got a few of their players back, so it'll be a good game.
Yeah, is Toto back?
No, he's still got a couple of weeks, but Fisher-Harris is back. Tavita Pangai.
Oh, Fisher-Harris is back. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I thought Toto wasn't back till like the first week of the finals.
Yeah, okay.
something like
That's
that.
what I
But,
thought.
yeah,
Yeah.
Happy Coruscant and Tavita
Yeah.
Pengai are in.
Yeah. Well, I
Okay,
thought Fisher
got a fair
Harris
team.
was. I thought Fisher Harris was gone to the finals too. I thought he went home
No,
for a
no,
few weeks.
Back training and yeah, ready to go.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's a big in for Penrith. So for the Penny Panthers.
Yeah. Interesting, but yeah, we'll get into that a bit later. Let's on to the next one, boys. Eh?
Yep. The West Tigers 24 over the North Queensland Cowboys 16. Solid game to watch. Good to see the Tigers get a win. And I don't know, has anyone caught up on that Tales from Westland? Or
Yeah, I've been
show?
watching that. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you've been watching it. I kind of feel like, what's the coach's name? Sorry, his name's
Marge.
I kind of think Marge speaks over them a little bit. He talks a little bit above them. So he needs to just, I don't know, he drops the F-bomb a fair bit, but he needs to just simplify the way he talks to them a little bit. Just give them
Maybe
their
they
jobs.
should start calling him Wookie. He might calm down a bit.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway,
Something about
high pressure job. We talk about high pressure jobs. It doesn't get much pressure.
Oh, yeah.
NRL coach.
Yeah.
So
Look at Nathan
it's
Brown.
interesting,
He's got no
interesting to watch, but
No.
What is
It's
this?
solid watching it.
What is this? This what you're talking about? Educate me.
It's
Tales
like
of Tiger Town.
it's like Fox Sports have gone into like the locker room and they're just capturing the season of the Tigers from like
Okay.
an inside view.
Okay.
To be honest, they should do a new team every year.
I.e. the Knights.
Good insight.
Yeah,
I'd
I'll be
like to
honest.
see
I
more.
don't think I'd like to do the Knights. To be honest, like interested
I would. I'd like to see
from,
more.
from a fan's perspective, but
You think it's
I
like
don't know. I don't-
the magician revealing its tricks? You don't want to see what goes on in
Yeah.
there. You don't want to.
Yeah, and you don't. I don't like clubs. There's probably a little bit of dirty laundry's come out of it as well. The club hasn't got any control of what's produced.
Yeah, well, that's where
that's
it needs
kind
to
of
be.
product. So, and I know the Tigers are blowing up a little bit about that now, the way it's sort of come across. But
Yeah, that's where it needed to be better directed, or so to speak, or someone
yeah,
give us the fans an insight and a bit of a running down, but not let out any inside.
yeah,
That's to be closed doors. But I reckon
Yeah, that's right.
some kind of a little documentary like that each year, even if it's only for an hour on each
Yeah.
club, I reckon that's great.
yeah. They kind of do one, don't they, Fox? At the start of the year for each club. Yeah, no, it's interesting to watch, but I'd love to see one on the Broncos. I reckon that'd be interesting to have
Yeah.
Kevy and the Bulldogs as well.
Do you know who I want to see on? I want to see the Roosters and see how many brown paper bags we can find.
I don't know if we can say that.
Actually, I would love to actually get an insight of how the coaches work their styles and stuff like that. Even for me,
Yeah, have a look
they
at Tiger
obviously-
Town.
I genuinely, I do, because obviously you get some old school coaches that will, it's all about, like your Tommy Radonica's kind of get in there, but then you get some that are very open about, using spiritualism stuff and meditations and all that kind of stuff. So
Freddie Fittler.
yeah, I didn't want to mention names, but yeah, so I did. I watched Moneyball finally the other night. I know it's not rugby
Brad
league,
Pitt.
it's baseball, but there's obviously things like that in rugby league, different techniques, not going for the most obvious thing. Sometimes play the long game and use certain people with different strengths. So yeah, I would be very interested in coaches' techniques and styles.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a good watch. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's a good watch. But we'll move on to the next one, eh, boys?
Yeah. So the Manly Seagulls 56 over Floorball Gary's Parramatta Eels 10. Floorball Gary, all right?
The wheels just
still
fell
haven't
off
heard from him.
Parramatta.
Did you notice? It was only a couple of weeks ago. Clint Gutherson saying he's worth $1 million. Do you reckon he's worth that now?
Yeah, I don't know if he said it. His manager said it.
Yeah,
But no. I think he probably. I don't know, might have wiped a 0 off the end of his contract after that game on the weekend. So
Yeah, well, he wiped his hair off his head.
What's wrong with
Had
that?
a, he had a
Yeah,
haircut,
what's wrong
got
with
rid of
that?
the man bun. Got rid of the man bun.
Yeah. Don't always talk about hair all the time.
Well, so like with the Parramatta Eels, do you think they'll get to the finals and just be one and done, or can you see them
I hope
causing
so.
an upset round one?
I can see them finishing 6th, the Knights finishing 7th.
And we
So
play him.
we'll play them first round and hopefully send them straight out the back door.
Yeah.
Yeah, Floor Boy Gary would like that, wouldn't he?
That would be a good show.
I'd be hating that. So, yeah. For the new listeners, Floor Boy Gary gives us a bit of a hand with the podcast. He's been unavailable with the COVID stuff, but yeah, he's a mad Parramatta fan. So
Yeah. Stay strong, Gary.
we're concerned for his welfare.
So it shows we take all types on the podcast. We even take Parramatta fans. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but anyway, we'll move on
Anyway.
to the next one.
The New Zealand Warriors 24 over the Canterbury Bulldogs 10.
I tell you what, the Warriors are playing some good footy.
They
I mean,
are.
the dogs didn't play bad either. And some of the stuff the Warriors was doing, I thought, you know what? If only a couple of things went their way this year and wasn't as much, they lost a fair few players with injury and they're away from home. Things could have been different for them.
Yeah.
Oh, like I think it's but like too little, too late for the Warriors. They've
Yeah.
left it too late, but
Yeah.
hopefully they can finish off the season strong.
Yeah, I take my hat off to them. You know, been away from their home for, 2 years nearly
2
now?
years, yeah.
Mm.
They've
So,
got players playing for them that have never been to New Zealand, I think. So it's a funny situation.
Yeah, sure.
That's the world we're living in at the moment, though.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll move on to the next one.
And the final game of the round, the mighty Newcastle Hunter Knights 16 over the Cronulla Sharks 14.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Winner.
as we
2
Yes.
points.
2
like
points.
game of the round.
Yeah, well, that's firmly put us in the 7th position, 2 points ahead of
Yeah.
8th. So with our for and against, we need to finish 2 points in front of them as well. So at least a point in front of them.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so a very important win, that one. So we'll take it. We'll take it and move on.
Move on. Yes, we will.
The following segment brought to you by Feral Archery.
All right, and speaking of moving on, we'll move on now to Smitter's mailbag. This one is from Scotty from Greta. Do you think Mitch Barnett will miss any games for the high contact on Nakora? I hope not, but something tells me he will. He was a huge factor in the win on Sunday, so no, he's not. But obviously, this is received before the
before the charge sheets come out.
And so we shouldn't. There's nothing in that one.
There wasn't much in it at all, but Barton hit him high, so
Yeah, and you
I
never
just
know.
hope he doesn't. I just hope he doesn't miss any games. It was like a bit high, but I've seen worse. Not worse.
on the high. Sorry, I'll raise it later. That's all right. Keep going.
No, you're all right. Go.
No, I was just going to say on the high tackles, it's disappointing the NRL's stance out. Like, it wasn't that long ago we had Magic Round, and if you looked at hitting someone high, you're off to the judiciary and you were gone. On the weekend, the last couple of weeks, we've had a couple of high shots that, probably gone unnoticed or unpunished, let's say. But you hear the referees talking to them now, and they've blown a penalty and just saying, "Oh, mate, you just got him a bit high." Like, so that emphasis has changed 180 degrees. Like, it's gone from worst thing in the world to, "Oh, mate, you just got him a little bit high."
I think they were panic stations and Magic Round. Now they've become a little bit lenient.
Yeah, come back a bit, but it's
Yeah,
just, I don't know, just inconsistency.
yeah, true. Why do you think we wore the mining jersey for women in league round? It seemed very odd to me. On another note, why do people think that jersey is jinxed? Don't we have a better win rate in it than not? That's from Matt Skinner in Fletcher.
Yeah, well, I think that came out of, we wore it a couple of times when we were struggling through those bad years where we won some wooden spoons, and we played bad in it those times. But I think overall, yeah, we do have a positive win-loss ratio in it. So
Yeah, that's right. People forget to look at that, but
I know Jono's a fan, but I don't know. It's just not Newcastle. Like, I don't know. It's just not
I think
nice to me.
I think it was weird not wearing the women's league around.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's what I found
Right.
weird.
But I don't mind it. I just that orange, different flavour,
Yeah,
something different. Good to mix it up.
yeah, true. Yeah, a nice women in league jumper, that'd be good. It'd be nice.
Mm. Yeah, good question, but yeah, I think we should have a women's league round one. In saying that too, I've been pushing for a mental health jersey too, so which would be good to do it in Magic Round. Have Magic Round as the mental health round.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Your
Yeah.
Anzac jumper too, Smith, we know. So
Yeah, I love an Anzac jumper, but yeah, we all know what I think of that. But if we use the Magic Round as a mental health awareness round and have special jerseys for that, and the player-worn jerseys can get auctioned off and then donated to Beyond Blue or something like that. Get some kind of some program going for the league players too. To if you got some kind of support with depression, you're going to stop a lot of the dramas that are going on, because a lot of players, they'll go out and get caught on the drinking, and they'll go, "Oh, I'm depressed." Well, if you've got this in place, it's going to stop a lot of that as well, and not just that,
hopefully.
it can save lives.
Yeah.
So, I'd like to see that happen. But on to the next one. This is from Casey B. Okay, fess up. Who else thought Tuala's second try was out? First look, and I legit thought he's gone over the sideline. How well did he do to keep that in?
Yeah,
That was a good try.
it was a good try. He's seems to have found his spot out there on the left wing, hasn't he? The last few weeks.
I think like all these athletic wingers are just scoring these ridiculous tries that like no one we thought would be possible, but they're just absolutely killing it.
Yeah, that's right. Amazing what a bit of confidence will do to a player too.
Yeah.
So, okay, boys, on to the last one. Now it is confirmed that Connor has signed the Roosters. Do you think Ponga is with us long term, or will he be on the move once his contract is up? The future Mrs. Ponga.
Oh, I think he'll stick around.
I think he'll stick around too, because he's already had a taste of the captaincy stuff. That I think they're grooming him up to the next level.
Well, it come out today.
There'd be no
come
room
out
at the
today.
Roosters for Ponga.
Yeah, it came out today. Ponga was on Triple M radio and saying that he's filthy with him leaving.
Yeah.
He had plans
really?
for both of them. Yeah, he had plans for the both of them. Now it can't happen. But I don't know if you've seen it last week. Ponga was playing cards with a new little bromance. Playing cards in the room, and there's a new bromance on the horizon. So Connor's on the out, and who do you think the new one is?
I want to say Kurt. Was it the Kurt Mann thing?
Yeah, you are 100% correct.
Yes! I win.
I would have said Brodie Jones.
No, I heard whispers there somewhere the other day. Yeah, that him and Kurt Mann are getting pally.
Yeah, the Queensland connection, eh?
Yeah.
What's But hang on, doesn't Kaylin and Connor have a podcast?
Yeah, they do, which is going to make it interesting.
Yeah, I think interesting on a few levels, actually, because if Connor's out, who goes in? We'll have to sign contracts with Kurt.
Yeah, we could lend him to them for a few days. But no, that's Smith's mailbag for this week, and no late mail because there's no Floor Boy Gary.
Yeah,
beautiful.
So we'll take a quick break and be back shortly.
All right, guys, welcome back, and we've got our second guest on for the night, none other than nighttime favourite Kurt Mann. How you going, Kurt? Welcome, mate.
Hey, boys, how's it going?
Good.
Good.
Good to see us get away with another win, mate.
Yeah, it's 3 on the trot now, and we got a couple more jobs we need doing before we get ready for finals. So the next couple are pretty important, if we want to cement our spot in that top 8. So we just got to make sure we're on for each game.
Yeah, true. Lost a couple this week with DSAF and Tyson, but get a handy replacement with BJ coming on.
Yeah, definitely. Every time BJ's played for us, no matter what position it's been, he's done the job for us. So I think BJ's playing on our edge this weekend. So really looking forward to him getting a crack there in the starting side as well. So I think everyone knows what he's going to do, and he's pretty reliable, BJ. So we always know what we're going to get out of him.
Yeah, he never lets anyone down. But I think he's put it out there. He said that every time he comes on the show, he scores a try. So he's put it up to you. He said you've got a better team now this week.
Oh, BJ. He's actually in decent try scoring form, I think, for the games he started. He's usually ended the game with one or two.
Yeah, no, he's does well, and surprised he hasn't got more game time than what he has. I mean, I know it's probably in Adam's plan to, doing what he's doing, but yeah, he never lets you down, does he?
Nah, not at all, mate. He's very reliable, and I think that's what everyone loves about him. Everyone in the team, you know exactly what you're going to get out of him, and like you said, he never lets anyone down.
So, how's life in lockdown for you up there, mate? What are you missing from back home? Obviously, the family.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're in lockdown. We've still got pretty much a lot of our freedoms being up here in Queensland. True. But yeah, definitely missing the family. Just had a 2-week-old baby. I had to leave, so I only got to see my little girl for 2 weeks, and I haven't seen her since. So I'm stinging to get home eventually. But like I said, we still got plenty more footy ahead of us before we get home.
Yeah, that's the thing that people don't understand too. Like they might have a crack or dig at a player here and there or whatever, but they're not understanding the sacrifices that they have, done to keep the game going as well. And from your point of view there, mate, I'd like to personally thank you for the sacrifices that you've done just to keep the game going.
Mate, you don't need to thank me. It's I think a lot of the boys are making sacrifices. It's not only me, our coaching staff as well, and everyone involved in the game. Look at you blokes now. You're sitting in lockdown, and you're making sacrifices yourself. So I think it's pretty much nationwide at the moment.
So who's we asked BJ this question too, and who's the messiest one in camp, you reckon? Who needs a maid?
Mate, Junior. I don't know how he survives, I don't know how he's got so far in life. He's one of a kind, the Jew. He's he's definitely the messiest bloke I've seen for a while.
Love it.
Mate, we got a bit of news through the media this Arvo. I guess Connor Watson told you that he's leaving the club next year. Mate, what was that meeting like when he sat down and told everybody?
Yeah, it was pretty hard. He's a great bloke, Connor is, and we're all a pretty tight group. And we sort of had whispers of it, but he announced it tonight, probably about an hour ago. So yeah, it was pretty hard for him to get up and speak about it. But he's got to make the decision for what's best for him and best for his future.
100%.
Yeah, that's
no.
right.
We just wish him well, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The only thing is, I couldn't imagine. The Roosters run now. I'm going to have to give it to him when he runs out now at home.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry, he'll be copping it off a few of the boys too.
He's a good bloke, and sad loss to the team. But once a night, always a night, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what definitely one thing we spoke about was the door will always be open for him. So he's once a night, always a night, and I'm sure the boys will be keen to catch up with him.
Yeah, 100%.
So who's the biggest pest around the small group at the moment, or who's the one getting on everyone's nerves the most?
Oh, probably young Bailey Hodgson. He's got the bit of flack lately over the last couple of days. Few incidents. So yeah, I'd probably say him. Definitely him, actually.
Must be something there. BJ said the same thing.
That's a real easy target. That's why.
Yeah, pommies.
So when you cross the line this week, because you're on the show, you're going to score. Can we expect to see a post-try celebration?
Yeah, what would you like? As long as there's nothing too extravagant. I can't dance or I can't do anything like that. So.
Just going back on the whole, was it 2 weeks ago? They had the raise money for
the Mossy Masoi Foundation.
Yeah, I reckon it should go all year. I reckon it's great. Brings back a bit of fun into it, kind of thing as well.
Yeah, definitely. I was lucky enough. I played a bit of footy with Mossy at the Dragons, so it was good to see him and his family getting supported by the NRL like that and by Sportsbet. So it'd be unreal if they could let it go another month or two, just to the end of the season would have been good.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon it is.
100%.
Especially, with BJ and Kirk crossing the line this week. See both.
Might see another couple of tattoos from you boys then.
Oh, yeah. I'll take the tattoos. Don't worry about that. But,
can you set Clem up? Set Clem up for a try, mate. I keep backing him every week for a try.
Mate, I'm telling you,
it's got to come eventually.
He scored against the Raiders. He definitely scored against the Raiders. He was that close. I don't know. I don't know how he couldn't have got it down. So he's claiming that one. It's an unofficial try, but that's what he's been claiming lately.
Yeah, right.
So that half a nudie run, is it?
Yeah, he'll probably still do the full thing anyway. He likes getting his kid off.
Mate. Anyway, mate, we much appreciate you coming on again and giving us some of your time. We won't hold you up too long, but play well on the weekend, as we know you will, and we'll all be supporting from down here. When you cross that line, you'll hear us all yelling.
Cheers, boys. Thank you. Thanks very much.
No, good luck, mate. Big game, so keep that roll going.
As I said to Brodie, you will hear us from New South Wales. You go over the line.
I'll bet we can.
No worries, mate. Oh, yeah. I think it's someone's 150th coming up soon, too. I bet 144, I think you're up to. So not too far.
Yeah, I knew I was getting close, but I don't know. How many games we got left? Where we make finals, I should be able to knock that over.
Beautiful.
That's another
when.
Yeah, when. That's what I meant.
Just keep going through those processes and we will.
Yeah.
So, play well, mate. And, we'll catch up with you soon.
Too easy. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, mate.
No worries.
Good luck.
Good luck, mate.
All right, guys, we'll take another break and be back shortly. And thanks to Kurt Mann.
The following segment is brought to you by Sports Power Newcastle.
All right, guys, welcome back. It's that time of week again. It's time for the Crazy Lady Joke of the Week.
Okay. A woman's husband had been slipping in and out of a coma for several months, yet she had stayed by his bedside every day. One day when he came to, he motioned her to come closer to him. When she got closer, he whispered with tears in his eyes, "You have been with me through all the bad times. When I got fired, you were there to support me. When my business failed, you were there. When I got shot, you were by my side. When we lost the house, you stayed with me. When my health started failing, you were still by my side. You know what?" "What, dear?" she asked gently, smiling as her heart began to fill with warmth. He then looked her dead in the eyes and said, "I think you're bad luck."
Oh, God. That's terrible. Oh, my God.
Another one. Never fails to come out the good ones, Crazy Lady. Anyway, while we've got it here, we might do Fan of the Week.
Fan of the Week this week goes to Emma Apthorpe from Cessnock. She loves the Knights, loves the Nighttime team. Emma's daughter plays soccer for the Curry Roosters, and they happen to be Knights colours. Her daughter Isabella wears Ponga's headgear when she plays.
Good, that's
Play
awesome.
soccer.
Yeah, congratulations to Emma and her family. They win the Fan of the Week for this week.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
All right, guys, we might thank the Crazy Lady for this week and take a break and be back shortly.
The following segment is brought to you by Sayers Inc.
All right, guys, welcome back, and it's time for Teamless Tuesday. Over to you, Big Annie.
Yeah, so round 23, the Newcastle Knights play the Bulldogs. at Seabus Stadium on the Gold Coast at 5:30. So should be a good game, this one. I know the Doggies are on the bottom of the table, but as Kurt said, there's no easy games. We can't take them lightly. So they've got some good players that can pull our pants down if we're not on the ball. So if we have a look through their side, they've got Nick Mooney at fullback, although he's under a bit of an injury cloud, I think. So Corey Allen on the wing with Jaden Ockenbaugh. Their centres are Will Hopewadi and the young fella Aaron Shoup. So he looks like he's got something about him, the young centre. So big game for him this weekend, lining up against Bradman Best anyway. So Jake Avarillo and Kyle Flanagan's come back into halfback for him. So I think Jake Avarillo or something broke his hand on the weekend. So I'm surprised that he's been named as well at 5'8". If you look at their forward pack, they've got a pretty good front row with Luke Thompson and Ryan James, who's on loan from the Raiders. Jackson Topine playing hooker with Adam Elliott, Corey Waddell in the second row, and Josh Jackson's locking the scrum for him. If you look at their interchange bench, they've got Bailey Biondi Odo, Ava Suamafungai, something like that. Corey Horsburgh, another one on loan from the Raiders, and Joe Stimson. Yeah, so Joe Stimson, who they bought, obviously is their big signing this year from the Storm. So they're on paper, they're not a bad side. Like I said, we need to be on our toes, so we don't want to get caught with our pants down. If we look at our side, very similar to last week. There's a couple of omissions through suspension and injury, but we've got Kalen Ponga at fullback, Anari Tuala and Heimel Hunt on the wings. Kurt Mann and Bradman Best are in the centres. Our halves are Jake Clifford and Mitchell Pearce. So it's same back line as last week, but a couple of changes up here. David Clemmer comes into the starting side for Daniel Saifidi, who's out for a few weeks with an MCL. He's in the front row of Jacob Saifidi. He's been on fire. He's been playing really well second half of this year, young Jacob. Jaden Brayley, the captain, is at hooker. Our man Brodie Jones comes into the second row with Mitch Barnett, and Connor Watson is locking the scrum. If you look at our bench, debutant on the bench, but Suaso or Jesse Sue is on the bench with Josh King, Jira Momasia, and Chris Randall. So I was surprised that Simi Sasagi didn't retain his spot on the bench. I know he didn't get any time on the weekend, but I think he offers maybe a little bit more utility value than Chris Randall. But anyway, so it'd be good to see how the young Jira goes. So
I found that interesting. He was named on the bench last week, didn't get any time, but doesn't even get a chance again this week.
Yeah. So it's all about, I guess, the balance of the bench and the team.
Yeah, that's right.
But he might, there's always changes. So it'd be interesting to see how the young debutant goes. But I watched a bit of him last year in reserve grade and New South Wales Cup, and I like the look of him. He's a big lump of a lad, and he's got a pretty good motor. So I think he'll go all right.
Interesting to see how Kingy goes again.
Yeah, I was surprised. He's been a bit of the last few weeks, but he was playing really good football up until then. So good to have him back. Give him another crack.
And ever reliable Jesse Sue.
Jesse Sue.
Man. You still need a man crush on him, don't you, Big Smitter?
Oh, I do, mate. He does all the 1%. He does. He's such a quiet bloke, but just does everything you need. And he'll get knocked out. Yeah, and just get straight back up and goes again.
Yeah, but he's got a little bit of footwork at the line. I like him too.
And did you see what we were saying before? When there was a little bit of push and shove, the face on him, it was just like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
But that's Team List Tuesday for this week, and we'll do the wrap up. I think if we can contain, there's not really anyone there that I'd be really, they're a major threat to us. I mean, the whole team's got some class about them, but maybe
Jake Avarillo can be dangerous. Yeah, so as I said, there's doubts over Nick Meaney and Avarillo, so Kyle Flanagan gets another chance, so that'll be interesting to see how he goes up against Mitchell Pearce.
I hope he goes all right, actually, but not
Yeah,
too.
I thought he played all right round one. It was round one we played him, wasn't it? We got the chocolates over him. I thought he played all right that game, but
it was only a couple of rounds into it, and he got the chop.
So
felt sorry for him.
Yeah, so Luke Thompson's a good player up front. He does a lot of work for them. So and Ryan James is handy. He's on loan. So,
and I'll tell you who I do like is Corey Horsburgh.
Yeah,
he's good.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of him.
Yeah, I hope he's not on the outer at the Raiders. I like him. He's a fair player. So
yeah, and people were ripping into him about that time he was crying on the field. He was passionate.
That's great to see. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, you want to see that. You want to see that with passion.
Yeah, 100%. So hopefully it's a good game, but hopefully we get a good win. So how do you see it going, Jono?
I see them getting a win. Just knock on wood. They just play the doggies that are in front of them and don't play them like what the scores have been. They've been showing, like leaking points. Just play what's in front of them. Just keep the errors down, and I reckon we can pull off the win. Get that second spot.
Yeah, chatting to Kurt and Brodie earlier, it sounds like they're not taking them lightly, so that's good.
No.
It's good that they got a bit. Obviously, I'd love to have been a fly on the wall at half time. Adam O'Brien must have given him a bit of a good serve. I for my 2 bobs worth is I just think they just need to just take it easy and keep their defense up. Sometimes is what lets them down. Oh, I just realised what caught my eye was it was the I love how in rugby league when there's only like 2 or 3 minutes left of the game, and the Knights did it too. Just how slow everything gets all of a sudden. It's
frustrating when you're on the other end of it.
Yeah, a little bit of game management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very frustrating when you're on the other end, but
of course. But that's gold.
It doesn't matter. We weren't on there. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, boys, we might do bold predictions. We'll start off with you, Jono.
Bold prediction this week. Brodie Jones is going to get a try. Knights are going to win by 30. And the doggies are going to have a big donut next to their name. That's full time.
Love it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling everyone's bold predictions are going to be very similar.
Oh, no. I don't know. Look, it's bold, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Knights will get away with it in a close one. Maybe 18-14. I think Brodie Jones and Kurt Mann will both score tries.
That will be gold.
And I'll call it again, David. It's bold prediction. So David Clement to get another try. We'll get a try this week. So
get a bit of revenge over the old club.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
It'd be great to see. So
that's cool.
Brandon.
Oh, well, it goes without saying, I want Brodie and Kurt to score. That would be fantastic. I'll tell you what, I'll give you the best bold prediction that you'll never beat. Andrew Johnson's going to come out of retirement and just no, I'm kidding. I got a good feeling that either Brodie or Kurt's going to go over. It's quite simple, and the Knights are going to win. They need to win. Just the momentum's there. Just let's keep it going.
I was going to say, COVID really is affecting you, isn't it? If you think Andrew Johnson's coming out of retirement.
Well, hey, it's not the first time. What about that time? I was going to say a couple of years back. Now it's probably 100 years ago now. But that time when they called Alfie Langer back.
Alfie Langer.
Yeah.
In the Origin,
yeah. So it's not impossible. I think
it's
bold.
not, but
very.
Very. Well, mine this week will be Kurt score, Brodie score, and they'll both have a little song and dance in the middle of each other once they score.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you heard it tonight on the show that Kurt will. If Kurt goes over, he's going to do something. Hopefully, bit of a shout out to us. Hopefully, like it could be something. Could be a smitter. It could be anything.
A smitter symbol.
A smitter symbol. That's all we should have said. Just do a rigid edge. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, interesting. They're good value. They bring good insight to the players out off the field. So, well, that's our show for the night, boys. Another COVID edition. yeah, it is a lot harder to do it like this and not in the studio. So just bear with us, everyone. This won't be forever. But we try to bring you another great show for you to enjoy every week. And yeah, we look forward to being back in the studio once everyone's fit and we can beat this COVID stuff.
100%.
Yeah,
Just
so,
a big thank you anyone who's listening to us for the first time on the new format.
Yes.
Apologize for the sound quality. That's the technical side of it. But as Smith has said, the COVID, we have to work with what we've got. It's better to have something than nothing because, people do scream for it. They do love what we're doing. It's our extended family. We're touching base every week.
Yeah, it's only going to get better. I'd like to just say thanks to the Brodie Jones and Kurt Mann for coming on and the crazy lady.
Yeah, and to the fans that write in, and that's what this is all about. It's all about listening to the fans. So if you've got a question or if you want to get in contact with us, grab us on Facebook or wherever. So
don't forget the website.
Yep, and write in to Smithers Mailbag. Give us your questions
100%.
and we'll feature them on the show. So
yeah.
until next week, boys, stay safe, stay healthy, look after yourself, and go the Knights.
Go the Knights.
Newcastle.
Yeah, always a night.
Once a night.
Always a night. Good night.
Come on, people, listen now, 'cause I don't